Welcome back. I'm Eric Snell from Vanilla Equity, and today we have Cameco on the radar. Cameco is a uranium company. Now, uranium you can't trade as a regular commodity, and uranium is what caught my attention for one reason, and that's all the oil and other fossil fuel discussions that are out there, the geopolitical situation, and we know there's going to be a price cap on oil as of the 5th of December for Russian produced oil. And I think when we look at sustainability, ESG, and we have solar power and wind energy, these won't carry us too far. So what is the real clean energy solution? Well, it could be nuclear, and uranium is used for that. So the idea today is to look at Cameco as one of the leading companies in this industry and one of the only ways to actually invest in uranium, because uranium appears to be the only commodity that's really important in the production of nuclear energy. Now, my knowledge of nuclear power plants and nuclear energy is probably worse than Homer Simpson's. But let's have a look at a company that we could invest in. And just a reminder, when we look at these companies that we keep on the radar, is basically to have a lot of diversified companies where we're just monitoring the price action, and when they go on sale, we buy them. So we're looking for profitable companies, and they could be trending. It doesn't really matter in what sector. It would be good if we can invest in US dollars. On the US stock market, it's very cheap to buy, cheap to sell. And this is completely different than what we looked at last week when we looked at McDonald's. So Cameco is an alternative to invest in if I want to have exposure to this specific niche. We could also invest in a royalty paying company, and this is a regular way for you that invest in gold or silver. There are, of course, these royalty companies, and I try to look at them if there would be an alternative. I don't see the size that I want. I want to look at maybe a stock that has a lot of trading volume, a lot of liquidity, and I feel more comfortable in always investing in the market leader, a company that is established. Now when I'm looking into this Cameco, I can see that they have, this is a Canadian company, but they also have ties to Kazakhstan, which I believe is the biggest uranium producer in the world. And if you follow the news, you probably heard that Cameco actually bought a part of Westinghouse, and now they're trying to sort of vertically integrate and be more in the process and not just be known as a mining company. And I think this is great. I think a lot of countries are probably discussing right now how they can increase nuclear energy, if they should open up more nuclear power plants. When I think back, there's been so much publicity, negative publicity for nuclear power plants, but now I think maybe there's time for people to switch this view and become more independent. We're looking at a less globalized world where every country has to find their means of producing energy. And I think also in the Middle East you have countries where the population is going through the roof. So even if they produce oil, I think it's not enough. They're going to need more energy, and they're probably looking into establishing and building up power plants. And maybe at this phase, a company like Cameco could very well profit. But building power plants is probably a very tedious, long process. Even opening up ones that have been shut down. A lot of countries years ago committed to close down the nuclear energy power plants, basically because even though it's a very reliable source of energy, there is of course also waste, and there's also the safety concern, of course, with having nuclear energy. So of all the uranium related companies, this is the one I found, and I think I'll keep this on the radar. I don't think this will go anywhere too soon. I think anytime there's a geopolitical tension, Canada is well there to benefit from it. I think Norway can probably benefit as well from all the geopolitical tensions. Norway has oil and wind energy and solar energy and everything else, and so Canada and Norway are countries that I think always benefit if something happens in the world and there's tension between different countries. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can go and do an in and out stock heist on Cameco. I'm Eric Snell from Vanilla Equity, and I'll see you soon again.